going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Hello and welcome to this tutorial. It's for Scarborough Fair, a fair in England where they sell rosemary, parsley and also sage. And fairly cheap, I think. Well, good prices, as good products. That's what's important, not the prices. It's the quality. Hi, welcome, very good click. We're going to learn how to play Scarborough Fair on the ukulele in the proper way that sounds absolutely awesome. So if you've made it this far to this video in your life, you've done well, because this is something out of the ordinary for you and your ukulele. And when I say out of the ordinary, I do mean that, because we are going to have to tune our ukulele differently in order to keep the spirit of the song. In the original, where Paul Simon plays the guitar with a guy called Garfunkel, then there are some notes lingering on while others ring, and they're all very close. And the fact that notes are very close and keep ringing gives it this eerie sound with the... This is what we're going to do with the rosemary riff here. And you cannot do this with a normal tuning, G, C, E, A. And I tried it with the ukulele, and nothing was satisfying, and everything was a bit tame, a bit boring with the normal tuning. So this is what has happened. Excited to get started. A little history tidbit here. It's quite fitting that we are using an alternate tuning to play this song, because Martin Carthy, who introduced the song to Paul Simon when he was in London, you following? And he plays a beautiful rendition of this song. He is very much used to trying out different tunings, and that's how he got these nice ideas for this song, which then Paul Simon made his own, really, also without crediting him or the origins of the song. Actually, Martin was quite upset about that, but they're friends again now, I think. Probably. I mean, they were friends again in 2000. When they played together on stage. So, a massive thank you before we get to the chords to the patrons of this channel who are making this possible. And making it possible for me to take so much time to make a tutorial for free for everybody, for you maybe, and to share this crazy tuning to play the most beautiful version of this song that we can. So if you want to become a patron also and support these lessons, that would be fantastic. Also because it takes me absolute ages. So it's nice. It's nice when people then think, you know what, I'll support this. So first things first, the tuning which I call the P&S tuning, meaning parsley and sage tuning, is actually E, B, D, A. Now if you've got a tuner, automatic and chromatic, you can just tune it yourself and tune this to E, this to B. But if you don't, or if you want to get started and then fine-tune with a tuner, that's what I do. I just get started quickly on this one. Basically what you do, this is a normal tuned ukulele. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring down the G string to the E. And I'm going to take down the C string to a B, just underneath. Right, so now we've got a nice fourth. And last step, you take the E down so it sounds like the third fret of the C string. So you take it down a whole tone. And now you've got the P&S tuning. Are you coming to Scarborough Fair? Well, now you've got the right tuning, it's easier. So make sure that it rings really nicely, and even if you do it by ear, maybe just double check with a chromatic tuner, and then you're set for the P&S. We're going to have a look at the chords, and the chords that we need are E5, and E5 is this one here. And let's get started with the lyrics actually. Are you going? So it says EM star, but just play E5 for the moment, it'll all make sense later. Are you going? So it's open, open, 2, 2. To Scar, and on Scarborough Fair we're going to play a D, but of course we can't use the shapes we were using before, so we have to use 2, 3, 4 open, which is quite easy to do actually. 2, 3, 4, open. Are you going to D? Scarborough, and back to E5. Fair, although it's an E star. And then we play a G, which is either 3, open, open 2, or actually 3, 3, open 2. You can do what you want and choose which one you prefer when you prefer it. Parsley, EM5, sage, rose, back to G on me, and on re we've got an A, which is open, 2, 2, open, re, and time. So back to the beginning of that line, it's 2, open, open 2, 3, open, open 2, parsley, 0022, sage, rose, 3002, me, 0220, re, and 0022, time, again. And then, remember me to one who lives there. And here we have to change quite quickly between the G, which is a 3, open, open 2, and a 2, 3, 4, open. So feel free to pause here, because obviously these chord shapes are completely new because we're tuned differently. This is really exciting to learn these new things, and they sound so different. And you may notice that your ukulele is resonating in a slightly different way also. But feel free to pause to practice them, is what I meant to say. The and is actually going to be is it on B? We're going to have open and second fret of the what should be a G string, but isn't. It's a E. Remember me. So it leads on to the G. Remember me, the one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. And at the end we've got E minor, D, D again, E minor. I say E minor, but really we're playing an E5. But we're going to play it a bit differently once we add the rosemary riff. So let's do the verse again together with a bit of tempo. 3, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? G. Parsley, E, sage, rosemary, and thyme. And again. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. I need to remember, it's once was, not was once. Once was. So if you know the song quite well, the chord changes will seem pretty natural to you. But what's important to keep in mind is namely for the rosemary, Mary, and it's quite close by. Mary and time. Right, so you've got these brand new chords. And actually, all the verses follow the same melody and chords. So you only need this first verse to learn how to play the entire song. Now we need to do something called the rosemary riff, which only works with this tuning, and it sounds like this. So you see what's really nice are these notes lingering, and they're quite close by each other. And they're sort of almost rubbing, right? Because the vibrations are quite close, so it's creating that tension in the sound, but also it's quite eerie. So that's really enjoyable to play. You can first practice it with just the chords, which is open 2, and open 2, open, open. And then open, open 2, 2, which is a E5, and then 2, open 2, 2, which is a E5 add 9. So for 2 beats, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's the movement that's going to happen on your left hand. So if you keep that the same, and then add the picking here, then you've got the rosemary riff. the parsley and sage strumming pattern. So the EM star is actually this. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's both these, so it's all 4 positions, but 2 sort of different beats of 3. So that's 1 EM star. Now I'll play 2 EM stars, that's the intro. In the document I've actually made something to make this even easier. I've numbered on diagrams of chords the order in which you pluck the different notes and the different strings. So that should make things very straightforward. And then the trick is just to learn this, make it so well learned that it's automated in your hand, and then you can sing on top of it. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. If you want a faster version, that can also be done. It just requires a bit more practice. I'll just sing verse number 2 for you, but really they're all the same once you've got that going on. Tell her to make me a cambric shirt, parsley, sage, rosemary and thyme, without no seams nor needlework. Then she'll be a true love of mine. What can be quite nice to do is to find your own groove in the song. Maybe you like strumming it. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Or you can sort of riff and improvise a little bit around this. Because it's a very old melody and it's been played so many times, try and find what could make your rendition your own. Your very own parsley and sage Scarborough Fair. What it can be useful to you is that in the document that goes with this lesson, there's a full tabbed, so the whole tabs with all the notes of the accompaniment, especially with the dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee. So there's all those little notes. If you really want to go into the detail of that and finger pick the entire thing. And once you learn how to finger pick the whole thing inside of the song, then you can sort of pick and choose also what you want to keep and how you want to do things, and that can be quite nice. Now the original song has actually got, original, way before Simon and Garfunkel, the band, is that there are 4 verses sang by a guy and then 11 or something verses sang by a girl. So if you've got musician friends, it's a nice one if you're having a candlelit evening eating hot cross buns or something. So most importantly is the feeling that you'll get of the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? You need to feel that as you play. It's an old ballad. And ballade in French means to have a walk. So you need to have that feeling of walking through the Scarborough Fair. And oh, I'll buy that. That's good. I need some sage for cooking. It's good in sauces. Well, thank you so much for indulging me in this technical tutorial, and have enormous amounts of fun creating your own version of this. It's been a pleasure spending lots and lots of time trying to find the best way to play this. I think we got there. So enjoy, and see you soon for more. Feel free to subscribe and like and hang out with us on the Patreon. Woo! Bye bye!